Hello again, lockpicking Paul here. And what I've got tonight is a Carl F, which is a 6-pin Euro style lock. Now, this lock has a label on it. If you know from my earlier videos, I tend to label my locks with the experience. And this is a lock that dates right back to when I first started picking about 18 months ago. I only got it open once, and that was definitely hard. I couldn't get it open again, so it was obviously a bit of a fluke, but I claimed the victory, stuck a sticker on it and shoved it in a box. But what I like to do now is go back to some locks which I originally marked as hard, to see if that experience with a bit more of my experience is the same. And now Carl F's, back at the time, I didn't know much about them. I got it in a box full of eBay locks. But these are notorious for producing huge false sets due to some very, very skinny spools in here, which actually makes these reasonably tough. This is no different. It does produce really deep false sets. It has tiny, skinny waisted spools in here. And so yeah, you don't see too many of these around. You tend to see more sort of Yales and Eras on eBay. But when you get one of these, it's a step up, I think. It's a bit more challenging. So anyway, let's go and discover what if my original experience matches the present day. So quick show of a bitting, a reasonably tough bitting, some high cuts and some low cuts either side of it. So definitely not a pushover from a bitting perspective. Works really nicely. So we'll get this set up in a vise, get it focused, and I will be back in a moment. Let's see if we can get the open. Couple of small clicks. Something more substantial on 6. There you go. Whopping great false. And this is where it starts to get funny in this lock. Let's see. I think pin 2 is giving us, I'm not sure pin 2 is giving us counter rotation. There's some weirdness there. Right now I'm deciding which pin to go with the counter rotation on. I've got 2 pins doing it, and I'm not entirely sure I'm not turning the core with the pick. I think on that one I might be. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try a shallower pick. That feels like it. Yeah, lost the false. Right, let's go back to my deep pick. There you go. Got it open. Just the pin's definitely a bit sticky in this. So Definitely not as hard as I remember it, but not a pushover at all. That is still not an easy lock. It's a difficult lock to read, but pretty happy with 2 minutes. So let's get it gutted. I'll show you these fantastic spools in this lock. I remember them being fantastic anyway. Let's hope they still are. Right, change the camera. We're going to get that off. Right. Let's change the focus. All right. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll lock it back up again because we've got the key. It'll make gutting this quite a bit easier. Right. Shall we get a shim? Do this properly. Right, key pins first. Bit of anti-drill protection has come out. Now, interestingly with these key pins is they are all chamfered, which I think makes life a little bit more difficult. So that's those. Let's get the drivers out. Oh, helps if you take the shim out as well. So pin 1 is a standard. Pin 2 is a very, very skinny spool. 3 is a standard. 4 is a very skinny spool. 5 is a standard. And 6 is a standard. So yeah, pretty much what I expected. All steel springs. So let's turn that down. Those spools are something else. Those tiny, tiny, tiny waists on those. They have to be the skinniest spools. And the fact that these pins are really quite stiff in those chambers makes this definitely a challenging pick for what is effectively a very mundane set of pins. Although those spools are, there's something else with the false set. Anyway, that's it. We shall get to putting this back together again. Right, where were we? Alright, okay. Sorry, trying to work out what's going on with that. So yeah, nice to go back and revisit an old lock, which I once thought was really very hard. It's just said picked once. Obviously I'd tried several times and hadn't had much joy. But I can get it open more or less every time now. So yeah, pleased with that. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've got a Carl F, happy picking. Cheers.